From translation, Net New English Translation, this 158th day of the year, today we are reading passages, Job 21-23, Job chapter 21, verses 1 to 34, then Job replied, "Listen carefully to my words and let this be your consolation. Bear with me and I will speak, and after I have spoken you can mock. As for me is my complaint against man, if so, why should I not be impatient? Look at me and be shocked, put your hand over your mouth. When I think about this I am terrified, my body trembles. Why do the wicked live, grow old, and even become powerful? Their descendants are established in their presence, their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, no rod of God is on them. Their bulls are constantly breeding. Their cows give birth and are not barren. They send forth their children like sheep, and their little ones dance about. They sing to the tambourine and harp, and rejoice to the sound of the flute. They spend their days in prosperity, then go down to Sheol in peace. They say to God, turn away from us, we don't want to know your ways. Who is the Almighty so that we should serve him? What would we gain if we prayed to him? Look, their prosperity is certainly in their hands. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How often does the lamp of the wicked go out? How often does disaster overtake them, which they deserve from God? How often are they like straw before the wind, like chaff that the storm carries away? You say, God stores up their punishment for their sons. Let him repay the wicked so that they themselves experience it. Let them see their own destruction with their own eyes, and drink from the anger of the Almighty. Who can instruct him what to do with God? For who can say to him, what are you doing? God will surely turn to the wicked and say, how dare you overwhelm my plans with your words? One man dies in his full strength, completely secure and at ease, his body well fed with fat, marrow and bones moist with marrow. Another dies in bitterness of soul, never having tasted anything good. They all lie down together in the dust, and worms cover them. Look, I know your thoughts and the plans you are scheming to harm me. You say, where is the house of the prince? Where are the tents of the wicked? Have you not consulted the travelers? Do you not take note of their testimony? The wicked are spared on the day of disaster, they are rescued on the day of wrath. Who can show them his path? Who can say to him, here is the way? When they die they go down to Sheol together, all who have lived like them, but they must wait for it. They will see the day of their destruction, just as everyone else. How can you comfort me with this kind of talk, when you remain silent in the face of my distress? Job chapter 22, verses 1 to 30. Then Eliphaz the Temanite replied, can a person benefit God? Even if one were completely righteous, what could they do for him? Your piety is for your own benefit, not his. If you are righteous, what do you give to him, or what does he receive from you? Is it because of your piety that he accuses you and brings judgment against you? Is not your wickedness great? Are not your sins endless? For you take pledges from your relatives without reason, and strip off the clothes of the naked. You have given no water to the weary to drink, and you withhold food from the hungry. But the powerful land belonged to the strong, and the favored land to those of prominence. You have sent widows away empty-handed, and the arms of the orphans have been broken. That is why snares are all around you, and sudden terror overwhelms you, darkness which you cannot see through, and a flood of water covering you. Is not God in the height of the heavens? Look at the highest stars, how they shine. You say, what does God know? Can he judge through the thick darkness? Thick clouds veil him, so that he cannot see, and he walks around the vault of the sky. Will you continue to say his commandments is too difficult and keep it far from you? You say, what does the Almighty know? Can he judge through the thick darkness? You should keep his commandments and he will restore your well-being. If you return to the Almighty, you will be restored. If you remove wickedness from your tent, if you cast out your gold like the stones of the wadi, and the gold of Ophir like the stones of the channels, then the Almighty himself will be your gold and your silver. Then submit to God and be at peace with him. In this way prosperity will come to you. Accept instruction from his mouth and store up his words in your heart. If you return to the Almighty, you will be built up. If you remove injustice from your tents, then you will be established. Throw the dust of gold into the wadi, and the Almighty himself will be your precious silver. Then you will delight in the Almighty and lift up your face to God. You will pray to him, and he will hear you, and you will fulfill your vows. You will decide on a matter, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. When others are humbled, you will say, lift them up, and he will save the downcast. He will rescue even one who is not innocent, and he will be delivered by the purity of your hands. Job chapter 23, verses 1 to 23. Then Job replied, even today my complaint is bitter. His hand is heavy despite my groaning. If only I knew where to find him, if only I could go to his dwelling place. I would lay out my case before him, fill my mouth with arguments, and I would learn what he would answer me, and understand what he would say to me. Would he contend with me in his great power? No, surely he would pay attention to me. An upright man would argue his case fairly. I would forever be free from my judge. If I go to the east, he is not there. If I go to the west, I cannot find him. When he is at work in the north, I cannot see him. When he turns south, I cannot observe him. But he knows the way I take. When he has tested me, I will come out like gold. My feet have closely followed his steps. I have kept his way and not turned aside. I have not departed from the command of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is unchangeable, and who can turn him back? What he desires, he does. He will accomplish what I desire. He will carry out what I plan. Therefore I am terrified before him. When I think about this, I am afraid of him. For God has made my heart faint, and the Almighty has terrified me. If I were to say, I will forget my complaint, I will change my expression and smile, I would still dread all my sufferings, for I know you will not hold me innocent. Who can confront him and be safe? Even if he does not answer a single man, for he is not a man, as I am, so that I might answer him, and we might come together in judgment. There is no mediator between us, so that he might lay his hand on both of us. Let him take his rod away from me, so that his terror would not frighten me. Then I would speak without fear of him, for I know I am not that way myself.